Hi, welcome back to Worm's Eye View Early Years channel. I thought I'd go through a few of the activities that I am setting up for Valentine's this year. Some of these things have been collected over quite a few years, so I've got quite a collection of items now. But most things have come from pound shops, from Wilko's, a few bits from Amazon, and I've just had a collection which I keep in a storage box every year, and then I just bring out for Valentine's to keep things fresh, really, so the children are excited and keen to enjoy the activities. So I'll just go through the activities I've got out currently. We have a few more things coming out, but I'm actually run out of space, so I'm going to have to do a bit of swapping. So we'll start with the first one. This is new. I've set this up this year. These are just foam hearts in different colours. And I'm working on lowercase and uppercase letters with the children and matching them. So these are really simple. We've only got A, B, C, D, E, mainly because those are the 5 different colours I had in my pack of foam hearts. I wanted to make it really simple because this is to be used with 2-, 3- and 4-year-olds. Obviously, 4-year-olds could have something slightly more challenging, but most of the children in my setting are the 2- and 3-year-olds. And I wanted them to succeed at what they're doing. I didn't want them to get bored and say this is too hard. So the colour, the fact that the colours match, means that it's self-correcting. It's also self-correcting in that they've all been cut differently. So they will only match with their corresponding lowercase letters. The uppercase will only match with the corresponding lowercase because they are all cut in a slightly different way. So that's the first activity that I have to share with you all. I'm going to pop that on the shelf. Oops. Okay, the second activity is just some coloured card folded in half. They can make Valentine's cards, or they can just make patterns to take home. I'm going to pop some sparkly pens in there, maybe some gel pens, some glitter pens. And then these are all heart stamps. I've got lots of ideas to do with these art stamps. Some graphing activities if I get that far in my planning. But they all have different pictures on the bottom. I got these from Baker Ross and they were actually in their sale. Now, I only bought those this week. So what's the date today? 9th of February, I think. So if you're looking, go and have a quick look on Baker Ross. They're just self-stamping stamps, and the children can decorate and use pens to mark, make, and maybe make Valentine's cards for friends and family. Okay, there's 2 activities on this tray. You may have seen these on my blog in the past. So we have sort of I believe this is an icing shaker with holes in the top, so I think it's for sprinkling icing on cakes. And I just have these various sized heart sticks for the children to insert into the holes. You could also use an upside down colander. You could, if you don't have any heart sticks, you could always use pipe cleaners and maybe shape the tops into the shape of hearts, or use coloured pipe cleaners to push in through the colander that kind of correspond with our views of Valentines, which tend to be reds, pinks, purples, those sorts of things. So that's the first activity. This second activity is another fine motor skills activity, mainly for the older children, although the younger ones will always give it a go. We have a set of keys here, which I'm going to get a little heart key ring for. Now, the different sized keys do actually represent the different sized locks. And each one has a little heart ring attached to it. And to take the heart ring off, you need to find the right key to unlock. And we call that our Unlock My Heart activity. And they even if they can't unlock them, actually, they really enjoy just sitting and playing with the locks and the keys. So that's another activity for fine motor skills. Okay, so another activity I have here is it's a finding activity. So we take the tray out, and in here amongst the petals you will find little blue glass hearts. So the children have to hunt for the hearts, have them the right way up, and then push them into the mould. Now this, I can't remember how much this cost. This was probably from the pound shop years ago. I honestly have no idea where I got these little glass hearts from, but again, you can get them from most, I think from Amazon, I think from florists, you can find these sorts of things. I quite like these ones because they're a little bit thicker, so they're a bit different. So you just push them in with your fingers, and the other nice part about this activity is that you have to push them back out again from behind, so sort of as if you're taking ice cubes out. So that's quite a good motor skills activity. So there's that one. The next activity I have is a transferring activity. Again, good for the pre-writing finger strength. So we can transfer the pom-poms, various colours, various sizes, into the ice cube tray. And again, I think this was just £1 from either the pound shop or it might have been slightly cheaper. Oh no, this one's IKEA. This one's an IKEA one. So yes, nothing costs very much. Again, these pom-poms I got from Baker Ross. They were also in the sale, I believe. Tweezers, I'd already got these floating around, and this was just a heart box, which I have no idea where I got it from, but again, just stuff that I've collected over the years. Next activity is a mark making activity. So we have a chalkboard here and a little bag with some coloured chalks in. So the children can write on the board, and then I just need to find a little cloth, which I might use a small sponge or something, and maybe cut it into a heart shape and put that in the basket so that they can wipe the board clean when they've finished. So there's that activity. Another activity I've set up, which is a new activity to us. We've not done this one before. I had these wooden hearts. Again, I don't know where they came from, unfortunately. They are something that I bought probably last year or the year before. I would imagine it was Amazon. They are little wooden craft hearts for card making. And they came in 2 sizes in one pack. So I drew round the large and I drew around the small, and then I wrote big and small on a piece of paper, and the children can separate them by size. So that's a good mathematical skill, visual discrimination skill there, which is great for pre-reading and for mathematics. Visual discrimination is really good. It's the kind of things that we need to encourage children to learn, to encourage in their development. Another good visual discrimination activity is things like spot the difference, those sorts of things that make them see differences, see things are slightly different, and will help them distinguish between different words, different letters, those sorts of things for their reading, and will help them group and solve mathematical problems. So there's that activity. I've set up a sensory tray. This is actually just in a nice new, I don't know, cat litter tray, I suppose. Doesn't cost very much. Again, you can get those from the pound shop. I've just filled it with rice, some petals. I got the petals, these from, I think you can get them in places like the pound shop, the works. They're just decorations, table scatter decorations, but I think I bought these from Amazon a couple of years ago. I have a table decoration here, which I believe was from the pound shop last year. These teddies, I can't actually remember where I got them from, but I just think they're really lovely. There's a spoon here. Now these candles smell lovely, so I've put those in for a scent. It's a shame you can't smell what I can smell. And then a couple of boxes in there and their lids, heart boxes. So the children can enjoy that. I do suggest that that's not left out. That won't be sat on the side when the children arrive next week. That will be taken into my kitchen, and I'm going to encourage them to use it one-on-one. The reason I'm going to do that, I've put it in a smaller box so that it would naturally lend itself to being used by one child at a time, rather than putting it out on a big tough tray. Only because I've found that there tends to be quite a lot of arguments when I put a big tray down. Probably because of the age children I have. Everybody wants what everyone else has got. And because sometimes I think when you're doing sensory play, you don't necessarily want a lot of other people in your space. I know that part of sensory play for me is actually just sitting there feeling the rice through my fingers, enjoying the smell, the sounds. And I think sometimes you can be detracted from all of those things if you have other people pouring and taking things and using things around you. So this is something I'm going to do one-on-one with the children, probably in the kitchen. If we have some nice weather, I might even take it outside. The other activities we have here, this is a number line, which you've probably seen me use for various other things. And then I just have some little buttons. We have yellow, pink and red buttons, all little heart-shaped buttons in this tub. So they can come, they can find them, and then they can lay them on the line and count them up to 10. The follow-on from this activity will be that I'm going to make a graph, and we will graph how many pink, white and red hearts we have. So I'll just put a selection on a tray. The children can then place them in the row on the graph, and they will be able to see at a glance who has more, you know, which colour has more, which colour has less. So that's an introduction into graphing. So that will be a follow-on from this particular activity. I need to make the Play-Doh. That's my job this weekend. You can, of course, just buy Play-Doh. So I think we're going to make some red sparkly Play-Doh, adding a little bit of glitter, I think, into ours. And so we've got various cutters there that the children can use for some Play-Doh activity. And then the last thing I have set up is here. Now this is to make your own heart wreath. So I have some cardboard heart shapes. Again, these are in the sale in Baker Ross. So I just went online and ordered some of those. Tied the string onto the top. And then these stickers, again, these were from Baker Ross. They are self-adhesive, so you just take off the back. And I thought the children could decorate. There's various sizes in there. Big, small, medium, all different colours, and they can decorate their wreaths how they would like them, write their names on the back and then take them home. So that's the last of the activities that we currently have set out. So as you can see, there are lots of things for the children to enjoy over half term, and there are more activities which will probably come out and overflow into the following week, because I just think there's so many fun things here to do. I don't think a week is long enough. And also quite a few of my children are on holiday next week, and I think particularly the young ones that would really benefit from this kind of play, a lot of them aren't in, and I'd really like them to get the opportunity to use these things. So I'm going to leave them out for the first week back after half term, and then we will start heading into our Chinese New Year activities. I hope these have been useful for you. If you have any questions about anything, please do leave me a comment and I will get back to you and answer any questions. If there is anything you'd like me to cover, again, just leave a comment and I'll see what I can do. Please hit the subscribe button if you like what you see here. If not, then thank you for visiting. And yes, hope you have a fantastic Valentine's.